entrevistas. Ahora le toca el turno a mi amigo Joseph, que es de Zimbabue. Bueno, vamos a conversar un poco sobre cómo es vivir en Zimbabue. Okay. Hi, Joseph.
I'm fine, Oscar. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
You must know that it is very important for me because it's not easy to have an opportunity like this to talk to so many people, maybe different than us, people who live in Latin America. And that's why I want to record this, as to have all these stories forever.
Okay.
Well, you're from Zimbabwe. You know that we don't understand too much about difference between African countries. Just maybe in Latin America we see Africa like just a country. So what is the difference between Zimbabwe and Uganda or other country near yours?
Well, basically, African countries are the same by virtue of being on the same continent. That's one. How they differ is, culture, tradition, governance, maybe. But in terms of the people of the African continent, we primarily differ in terms of culture and tradition. From a Zimbabwean perspective, we are a country or a nation that is made up of two main languages, national languages, and English is our official language. We also have several other minority languages. I come from one of the minority languages called Shangani. The two national languages are called Ndebele and Shona. Shona is about 71% of nationals speak Shona, about 16% speak Ndebele. Then about 1% Asian, 1% of European origin. So in terms of Africa's difference from the other continents, well, I think it's mainly to do with the culture of the continent. We believe, for example, in terms of marital institutions, that you can marry more than just one wife. Like in Zimbabwe, for example, there's no limit as to how many wives you can get married to. For as long as you can afford them, you can look after the family. In fact, it is viewed as an advantage to have a large family.
Well, that's the main dream, really.
Yeah.
I think not in Africa, and everywhere. But maybe best if the women can afford your.
Well, I believe it also takes from the Bible that Lord God created man, and so that men could look after the woman. So we believe that the men should be able to fend for the woman.
Okay, well, talking about that topic, how do you become married? It's like America, a girl, meet girl, go out and then marry her, or it's different. Maybe you have to talk with the family. How's that?
Well, what you do is you identify what I would call the right girl.
Okay.
And then you go to your brothers and inform them that you found Miss Right. You are also expected to take your girl and go to your auntie, that is your father's sister, where you will make a vow. In fact, you introduce her to your auntie, and then you make a vow that you will marry her. You do the same on the other side, that means to the relatives of the girlfriend. You go and be introduced to the brothers and the auntie. You then, as a commitment, exchange some material items. Usually, people exchange clothes. For example, the boy gives away a pair of his trousers or shirt or anything from his wardrobe, and the girlfriend does the same in return. It's more like in the European style, it would be an engagement of some sort.
Okay.
Okay. So when that is done, there's no specific time frame as to when you can then get married, but from then on, you can now decide on when you can get married. When that decision has been made and a date decided, you have to identify a person who will act as a middleman between yourself, your relatives, and the relatives of your girlfriend to facilitate the marriage process. So you then, through that person, request a meeting with the relatives of your girlfriend. In fact, the parents, to be specific. When a date has been set, the two families meet. Your father has to be
What
there.
do you mean with families? Parents and brothers and sisters?
Well, representatives, so to speak. But the father of the boy,
Okay.
the sisters, not all, maybe one or two.
Okay.
If all, so much the better, because it's intended to be a meeting where people get to know one another from either family. Okay? And from the parents of the girl's side, both of them have to be there, the mother and father, the aunties, the sisters, and the brothers as well. Including the uncles, because when you get married, when you get married to an African girl, a Zimbabwean girl, so to speak, you are not only getting married to a girl from a particular household, but from the entire clan. So every one person from each household is represented in the meeting. Okay.
Oh, I have a question. Yes. And what happens if the father of the girl doesn't like the boy?
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation that we find ourselves in nowadays. But in the olden days, it would have to be somebody who is acceptable from by your parents. Either way, whether it's a girl or a boy. If you're a girl and you're getting married to a boy who for some reason is not wanted by your parents, you would have to let go, because you have to identify someone who has got good character, somebody who's hardworking, somebody, if by chance, is also wealthy, and somebody who is from a respectable background in terms of his parents.
But you know that love is crazy, and when you get love, maybe with any person, you don't care about anything. It's supposed that you will find the best, but
in our culture, there's a saying that goes, which means kurora means getting married, matongo means same neighborhood. Okay. In other words, you are encouraged to get married to somebody who is from the same neighborhood as yourself, because generally you would know their background, you know the parents, how they behave themselves, how they conduct themselves. You know, the boy or girl is probably known to your parents as well, as from childhood to when you choose to marry them, because maybe your parents know how she's been behaving all the way through.
Okay.
So that's the reason why you'll be encouraged to marry somebody who is known or who is from the same neighborhood as you, to avoid disappointment later in life when you say, oh, I didn't know that this girl was like ABCD. You are expected to have known that girl or boy over a long period of time, such that you are unlikely to go wrong. You see.
Okay.
So that having been done, we pay money called lobola.
To the father, lobola.
Yeah.
To
Spelled,
the girl's father.
to the parents, not to the
To the parents.
Yeah. This money is paid to the family. In fact, if I say to the parents, it's not accurate.
And how they divide the money?
How do they?
Yeah.
It's not scientific. Well, what they do is that they will have a whole list of issues that attract a fee or a charge, so to speak. Like, may sound absurd, but it's reality. They'll say you pay money for the general upkeep of their daughter from childhood.
Okay.
You also pay money for the mere fact that your mother-in-law got pregnant in order to give birth to that child.
Okay.
It's not a crime, it's not an offense, it's naturally correct, but somehow it's believed that the mother went through a tough time to nurse the pregnancy first, then the child, until when the girl is ready for getting married. Okay?
Okay.
How much you pay will vary from one family to another, but as we speak, I think people, because of inflation, that part of our social life is also being affected by inflation. I think
You pay in your currency and euros.
no currency. But of course, there are some ambitious families. We are now pegging the dollar against the British pound. No, I'm kidding. But ideally, you pay like now about, I think in the region of 3 million Zimbabwe dollars. I think you can decompose that to American dollars using an exchange rate of 6,000. That's about, it's not much, $50 US.
But you pay cash. It's not possible to pay giving a car or a land you have.
No, you don't. It's not paid for in cash.
How is that? In what moment you give the money? I can imagine that.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Part is paid in cash. Part is paid in cattle.
Okay.
Okay. You are also required to buy suits for the mother and father of your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Including shoes. In fact, you dress them.
Oh my God.
For once, you buy a suit, shoes, pair of socks, tie, hat. In fact, you'll be given a list of what they want for themselves. Okay. And the cattle can be given a monetary value for each. Okay. For example, they'll tell you that for each of the cattle, you will be required to pay 500 Zimbabwe dollars for each one of them. So if you are asked to pay, say, 10 beasts, you will multiply that by 500, then you're paid in cash. But there are, from that, there are 3 cattle which you are required to pay in their life form, not in cash. Those ones are not convertible to cash. Okay. One is for the mother, the other one is for the father, and one for the generalities of the family.
Okay.
Those are supposed to be driven to the in-laws' home.
Okay.
So when the bill settlement is done,
nice name.
your wife is then.
And even it must be with poor people.
Sorry?
Suppose that a man is very poor and just don't have money.
Yeah, there's nothing like being poor when you're getting married. it's an indication of your commitment. Way back in life, when there used to be no banknotes and coins, people used to pay using, say, a hoe, for example, or an axe, something to demonstrate that something of value to show your commitment. Because honestly speaking, it's not easy to raise a child. The unfortunate thing here is that emphasis is placed on the daughter or the girl child. Maybe one would ask why a man has to pay for getting married to a girl, and why he doesn't work in reverse. Because I think one would say it costs about the same to raise a child, whether boy or girl. But I think it lies in the fact that when you get married, the wife has to leave her parents to come and stay with you, to come and live with you. Okay.
And at what age people start thinking in getting married in your country?
Well, I think on average now we're looking at about 23 years of age.
23 for men and women?
Both.
They're very young.
But we've got isolated cases of even younger ages of 18, 19, girls and boys are getting carried away these days. But in the olden days, people would go up to about 30, 35 years, still searching. And it would take so long for a girl to agree to the proposal. And people would walk distances for that. And people were very patient, I must say.
And how many children people desire to have in a family? Of course, maybe this question, I have the answer done. Because more daughters, you are happy.
There's no limit.
Coming back to my home, I'll go and have a daughter immediately and look for a Zimbabwe guy, be sure.
There's no limit as to how many children you can have.
But you like having big families, just like maybe in some countries in Europe and America, couple now have two, boy and girl, and they're happy.
Yeah, we are moving in that direction, not by choice or design, but by circumstances, economic circumstances, I must say. The cost of living in our country is escalating day in, day out. It's gone very high. So you find that to take care of the large family becomes outside everyone's reach. So that's why most people are now having 2 children, 3 children. Well, maybe the largest number you could see is 5. Yeah, but going a little backwards in time, we could see numbers up to 10. One father, one wife, 10 kids. Yeah.
No television. That's why I think it.
Sorry?
No television. That's why we said in my country, you don't have television for night, so more children.
So it's not easy to look after such large numbers of children. Therefore, we find that the literacy rate per family would be very low because of limited resources. Most children never could make it to beyond primary school level.
Okay, I have a question about, maybe the final question about this topic. You know that maybe in Europe more than in America, girls sometimes get pregnant before married. I think that most of couples are going in that way now. Is it the same in your country? No problem after meeting families and...
You are penalized for impregnating a girl.
Penalized?
Of course. So that behavior attracts a penalty. You are said to have damaged the girl, so you pay you pay damages, so to speak.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
My
so
God.
before you talk about the conventional lobola or amount of money that is payable for getting married to a girl, you have to pay that particular amount referred to as the damage. In other words, you're saying you have terminated somebody's plans prematurely.
Okay.
And also, usually, the reasoning is that a girl is expected to have her first sexual intercourse after getting married. So the presumption is that you bring her pregnant, so you are the man that first had her in bed, and you have broken her virginity, and for that reason,
Yeah.
you have
pay
to
the-
pay a fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about abortion? Is it allowed?
Abortion is illegal in our
Illegal.
country. Yeah, but you have isolated
No,
cases.
it's illegal by law, of course, by the church.
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's considered immoral by the generality of society in our country.
Okay.
People don't like people that are bought.
Okay. You have some photos here. Can you show me some of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you take some?
Uh,
Not all, because I have just one.
Okay, this photo is this is me when I was touring one of the tourist resorts in the eastern highlands of our country called
Okay.
Shimanimani. Okay, here I was at the border of Mozambique and Zimbabwe. We're on a 60-kilometer expedition.
Which are you? Where are you? I can see you.
I am here putting on
Okay.
blue
Then
hat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. We were actually
Okay.
reading a map as to trying to strategize which way forward. We're actually in the thick of things, in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And well, you may not probably be seeing me here, but I'm canoeing.
I believe you are there.
Yeah, I'm the one without a shirt. If you can figure that out. Oh, here I was doing rock climbing, and that's me there abseiling. I was actually coming down from I think about 50 meters above the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, it's the same expedition. That's me there, and my colleagues. I was actually an undergraduate trainee management at Barclays Bank, and
Okay.
that's me there. It was an exercise. I was getting everybody else across this obstacle, and so I was the last one going.
Okay.
You probably here I was walking on the rocks. It's about 10 meters above the ground. Okay. Same crew.
Wait, I have a question. Why always in the photos, in this kind of photos, you're...
It's the terrain there is very steep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can never be walking upright. You will be at an angle of some sort.
Okay.
Up to about 45 degrees. That's why if you look at this photo here, it's because I was walking on my my bumps coming down a very steep slope, you know.
But you didn't a restroom close to you, and
Sorry?
you didn't have a restroom close to you.
No. So quickly, that's this, and on the same expedition here, we're taking a break.
That's nice.
Yeah, so just cooling down. Otherwise, it was a very long trip. And here, as you can see, I was still sending people across the obstacle.
Okay.
And as you saw in the other picture, I was the last one, so I was hanging on to this guy to go over this obstacle. I guess you can see the other guys pulling.
Yeah.
Then that's another cooling event after quite some hard walking. It was quite a very exciting expedition, but with its own events. Right, this is when we go to the final spot where we're going to. This was the destination, so to speak. So we had just arrived and we were doing our dishes here,
Yeah.
setting up, trying to feed. Those are gas stoves and plates. Again, walking on the rocks. Wow. Here we were in Mozambique. You probably might have read about devastating cyclone Elene. It was all water and there was destruction of the jungle. So we're just walking across everything there. Okay. Well, this is about this. Unfortunately, these pictures are on the same trip. Didn't bring. Yeah. Well, here I was in the upper part of the Eastern Highlands in Nyanga. This is a very beautiful place you would want to visit one day. Not just this place, as it were, but the area.
Okay.
It's called Trotbeck Inn. It's probably the coldest part of the country, where temperatures can go as low as below 10 degrees during winter.
Oh.
The highest you can ever witness would be just below 20 degrees in summer. I was attending the 2000 winter banking school for 1 week there. This is the same place. And just taking pictures of some parts of that particular place. It was my first time visiting that place anyway, despite having been born in Zimbabwe. And the second and last time that I visited this place was just before I came here.
Okay.
Yeah. This photograph is the team that I was working with. You and me were in the same team here. We'll probably have had a picture of the team. So I was in this team, and I must say that the team here came second best in 3 competitions we had. We had an assignment like we had where the team came second best. We also participated in a quiz competition. We came second best, and we participated in a volleyball tournament in which we again came second best. Just some small waterfalls here around that same place. Yeah. I don't know if you've got waterfalls in your country.
Yeah,
you do.
We have.
Here I was participating in a 21-kilometer road relay when I was still working for Barclays Bank, and this is Barclays international logo, and that's me there.
Yeah.
I was then twice fitter than what I am today. Again, this is the same team I worked with. You can see this guy is actually preparing to volley this ball here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in here we're in a group discussion. I'm reminded particularly on today's discussion sessions of these times. This is Webster's workmate in the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. Is also one of the principal examiners. Okay, and this one here, this photo here only shows you when we're having our presentations of prizes, and we're having the last dinner, and we were to leave the place on the next morning. Here is my late brother-in-law and a friend. Apparently, my wife comes second after him.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the pictures I have.
That's a photo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will ask you just a last favor to say some words in Spanish. It means greetings to Peru. So if you can repeat, saludos.
Saludos.
Para Peru.
Peru.
Okay, Joseph, thank you very much again.
You're most welcome.
Okay.
I hope that you will find this information value additive to you and your family. Hopefully we meet again in life. If anything, you got my contact details. We can be talking.
Thank you very much, Joseph.